Next up, at UFC 281, we have what I think will be fight of the night. You disagree. You think it's an earlier fight. You said nothing on this card will even come close. Well, here's the fight that'll come close. We got Dustin Poirier taking on Michael Chandler. Dustin Poirier, 28-7 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He is coming off that title loss to Charles Oliveira. Michael Chandler, 23-7 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that highlight KO win over Tony Ferguson. And I got to go Dustin Poirier here. And here's why. I think Michael Chandler is definitely the more dangerous fighter. I'm going to say more well-rounded fighter, but frankly, I think Dustin's probably he's the more technical striker. He's got the better raw jiu-jitsu, but Michael Chandler's got bombs for hands and can wrestle. And he's definitely stronger, more athletic, and faster. The problem is, at this point in his career, Michael Chandler just wants to be fun. He just wants to get paid, and he's earned that right. The dude is the former Bellator lightweight champion of the world. He's had some all-time great fights. His fights against Pitbull, his fights against Eddie Alvarez. I mean, this dude is an all-timer in Bellator. He's had some very exciting fights in the UFC. So he gets it, right? If he goes out there, puts on a wild show, he'll get paid. He could get smoked by Dustin here, be fun, and still get a Conor fight, still get a payday. And that's the reason I'm picking Dustin. If I thought Michael would come out here and try to win this fight, I'd pick him to win because he can wrestle. The wrestling's there. He can throw bombs. He can do those things. I just don't see him doing that. I see him sitting on big rights, trying to make something happen, bouncing in and out, trying to make something happen, trying to be fun, trying to get that bonus, which is great. It's going to be worth the pay-per-view price for sure, but I don't think he wins because I think he's more focused on just being fun than he is on just getting a win, where Dustin's going to do exactly what he's supposed to do. He's not going to get thrown off by the antics, and Dustin's really tough. He's not a guy that you just put away because you hit him hard once or twice. So Dustin's the pick, but I think Michael Chandler's probably the better fighter, and if I could trust him to try and win, not that he's not trying to win, but you get what I'm saying with that whole analogy there. So what do you think?
Yeah, I think Dustin's toughness is something that a lot of people are taking for granted because even in that the first rematch of the Conor fight, not their first one, but the first rematch, Conor was hitting Dustin with shots that put most people out. I mean, that left hand was coming straight down the pipe, landing right on Dustin's chin, and he was just eating shots. He has done that time and time again. Watch the Dustin in the Gaethje fight from a few years ago. Gaethje gave him everything he could offer, and Dustin weathered the storm and then wore down Justin Gaethje. I agree when you say Chandler has been like the entertaining fighter rather than the IQ fighter, I guess you could say. The biggest caveat for that is he was doing that. He signed his contract, UFC contract, his initial contract, right? He came in, he wanted to be that guy. He wanted to be that star. He became that star, that I gotta watch this guy fight type of person. He just signed a new contract a couple months ago, right? So he has definitely already earned that money. He's already getting paid. So maybe he takes a step back and says, listen, I did what I needed to do. I got that contract. Now I'm getting paid what I want to get paid. You know, maybe let's work in some game plans, right? Let's work for another title shot because I did what I needed to do to get paid. Now that I'm getting paid, now I can go back to the wrestling. Now I can go back to this and that. So maybe he throws everyone for a loop coming in this fight. Got his new contract. Now let me fight to win fights to go back for the title. We'll see if he actually does that because if he does, I agree with you. He definitely can win this fight. But if he turns into the Michael Chandler of just brawling, Dustin Poirier is too good of a boxer to brawl with. You cannot brawl with this. You can't really hit him clean. Even if you do, he is tough enough, and he's good counter strikes to come back with the looping shot to Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler has been dropped by basically everyone at this point. So we'll see what Michael Chandler comes in with a game plan. Maybe the new contract, he's a little bit more game plan-y for this fight. But yeah, this should be the second best fight of the night. Not as good as the Trezano Choi fight, but it should be pretty good, and I'm going with Dustin Poirier.
Listen, I like that angle of he got his money, so maybe he'll reel it in. I do that. I didn't think of that, and that's rare that you think of something. No, that's
I go above and beyond. I mean, it's crazy. I sat here and just thought about it, and I Googled it, and it turns out he got a contract a couple months ago. And
you just randomly were like, I wonder if.
No, I remember seeing a headline of he got a new maybe it was in the embedded or something like that, and I was like, you know what, actually, maybe if he. Because that's all everyone just wants to get paid. So it wasn't the embedded because he mentioned like I got to provide for my family now. I got 2 kids now, this and that, and so we'll see.
Yeah, I think that information doesn't change my pick, but it is it is an interesting thing to think about. Thank you, Patrick Shelley. He gifted 5 memberships. So thank you very much.
You better be careful because, I mean, that really is your replacement.
Okay.
That's not a. I mean, that's not a joke. I mean, I'm trying to tell you that, like, haha, that's funny, but that's not a joke. That is your replacement.
How can you replace me on my show? Explain that dynamic. Is there a coup?
Well,
There's an overthrowing of the government.
I mean, watch what happens in the chat right now. Type 1 in the chat if you'd like to see Patrick instead of Angelo.
Patrick,
we'll see what happens.
Tweet us a 30-second video clip of you talking into the camera without drooling. And then we'll see if this is a real conversation.
Oh, God. Don't look at the chat. Don't look at the chat.
$8,900 for Dustin Poirier. Do you think Dustin's worth the $8,900?
What'd you say? 89? Yeah. Let me look at I actually did my DraftKings lineup. I don't have Poirier in there. I think there's a little bit better value other places. Like you have Petrosky at $9,200. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but I like that.
Well, especially because Michael Chandler's not so chinny anymore. He found his chin.
Huh?
So Michael Chandler.
He got dropped by Tony last fight.
But he didn't get put out. He got dropped by Justin Gaethje as well. He gets dropped by
everyone.
He got dropped by Justin Gaethje as well and didn't get put out.
We just had this argument 9, 10, 12, 13 months ago about Baeza, Michael Baeza. I said he's not chinny because he gets dropped, but he doesn't get and you're like, that's the definition of chinny. Now, full circle, you're saying, oh, Michael Chandler's got a great chin. He gets dropped, but he doesn't get. That's the exact argument I made against Baeza. Then you called me an absolute clown and we made a big deal about it.
In that case, he was fighting Chaos Williams. Dustin Poirier doesn't hit as hard as Chaos Williams. My point here is $8,900. I don't know if Dustin gets a finish. You dipstick. Jesus Christ.
Look at all those ones, and this is the reason why.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I will happily step down and let somebody else do all of this work.
Let's do it, Patrick.
Just send a video so I know you can form a full sentence and don't look like a creature from a sewer somewhere. You have to at least look like Ben Affleck and speak as clearly as a weatherman. $7,300 for Michael Chandler is probably decent money, frankly. But I don't know if he's going to wrestle. Therefore, he's leaving some points on the table. So I'm probably not going to do it. This is another more with Monkey Knife Fight, though. I think they go at it, swinging, letting it fly. We know for a fact Michael Chandler's going to do that. So 41 total strikes. He might do that in a round. He's just going to come out here trying to get something done as he does. You agree with the more?
Yeah, I like the more. What's the round line on this? Is it a 1.5? I assume it's probably a 1.5. It is a 1.5.
Yeah.
The over is minus 130.
I like the over. Well, I don't know why they think. I don't know why they think that's gonna
Because Chandler gets dropped in the first round of every single fight. That's why.
Okay, but only Charles Oliveira is able to capitalize on it. You know what I mean? So, and he's got the most submission wins in the history of UFC. Anyway, I like the more with Monkey Knife Fight.
That was a random fact.
Well, meaning because if Dustin drops him, he's not just going to pounce and submit him the same way that Oliveira was able to. I like the over on rounds.
Oliveira didn't submit him.
Did he not?
No, he knocked it in the second round. He chased him down and knocked him out.
I'm forgetting. Oh, that's right.
Hook.
No.
That's why when he said that, I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
No,
Charles submitted Dustin.
No. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I got that mixed up. And Michael Chandler dropped Charles Oliveira before we all just fully accepted that Charles Oliveira gets dropped all the time and it's no big deal. Anyway, I guess you're not confident in Dustin and DraftKings. Neither am I. Not that we're very confident he's going to win, but maybe not score that well. We like the more with Monkey Knife Fight. If you want to check that out, we on picks.com/MKF. And if you become a premium member, you will get access to all of our bets, all of our picks, a DraftKings optimizer, player ownership rankings, and all the things to help you make money. It's only $10 a month. We will literally never, ever, ever touch that price point. It'll stay $10 forever.